Hello everyone, this is Space News for June 2020, brought to you by the Multimedia Learning Center at Frostburg State University. In this month's Sky Tour, we noted that Saturn and Jupiter appear near the teapot in the southern sky. We checked in with the Juno spacecraft in orbit around Jupiter for never-before-seen images of the polar regions of Jupiter. Scientists working with data from Juno recently released never-before-seen images of one of the poles of Ganymede, the largest known moon in the solar system. Ganymede is made of almost entirely water ice. It is one of the 4 Galilean moons, easily visible in binoculars or a small telescope. Our next story takes us to the Chilean desert at the Very Large Telescope and the SPHERES instrument that we've discussed in previous news segments. Using these instruments, astronomers image 2 planets about the size of Jupiter and Saturn. They are able to do this by blocking out most of the light from the star that they orbit. The other bright dots you see in this image are other stars not related to this particular planetary system. Speaking of extrasolar planets, this is one of the more interesting stories that caught our attention. The authors explore how many planets can we reasonably expect to find in the habitable zone of a star similar to the Sun. The habitable zone is loosely defined as the distance from a star where that it is not too hot and not too cold for liquid water to be present on the surface. Astronomers have so far been very successful at imaging gas giants in the outer solar systems of other stars and detecting the signatures of both gas giants and smaller, more Earth-like planets close to stars, like in the TRAPPIST system. The definition of a habitable zone is controversial for these systems of planets in close orbits around their M-dwarf type stars. Planets so close are likely to be tidally locked like the Moon is to the Earth, so one side would be really hot and the other really cold. These smaller M-dwarf stars also have solar storms more frequently than a star like our Sun, which would bathe these close planets in lethal radiation. To estimate the number of Earth-like planets around a star like our Sun, the authors simulated different configurations and numbers of Earth-like planets. They tracked the orbits over time and noted when the systems were stable, or the planets were thrown out of the system due to instabilities in the orbits. They found that almost all of their simulations supported at least 3 planets, and some up to 6, the latter being more likely in the absence of a Jupiter-like planet nearby. Then they analyzed observations of a nearby Sun-like star, Beta Venatici, and found evidence for a lack of a Jupiter-like planet that would disrupt a densely packed system of Earth-like planets in the habitable zone of that star. This means that one of our closest Sun-like neighbors is a great candidate for looking for habitable Earth-like planets. Finally, we leave you with this new image of the planetary nebula NGC 2899. The glowing gas in this nebula reaches temperatures of up to 10,000 degrees due to the large amount of radiation from the nebula's parent star. The radiation causes the hydrogen to glow red in a halo around the oxygen, shown in blue. These are the stories that caught our attention this month. This is Dr. Jason Spates, wishing everyone clear skies.